Anybody ever tried to deter you from your dream?
Absolutely.
I'm saying, what was the impact of that? How you get about it?
That's a good one, Scott.
So it's good that you said that because I want to bring back that initial moment that made me go outside. It was like you said, it was a dream, literally. And this is going in what I want to call it transition in our organization. And the space that we was in before, we kind of like grew out of that space, and we needed our own autonomy to do what we needed to do and serve how we needed to serve. So it was a lot of tension in the community, a lot of tension in this particular space that we was using. And, you know, I'm asking God, like, what I'm about to do as a leader and how I'm about to respond to what the problem is in front of our face. And I woke up in the middle of the night sweating, and I had a dream about God telling me to go outside and stand there and fast and pray until you raise $30,000. And I'm like, wow, $30,000. I'm thinking there ain't even enough money for real to do nothing when you start really getting into the numbers of a crib. But before I even start doubting myself, I start saying, you know, if you gonna give me vision, then I already know you gonna give me provision. So I'm cool with whatever the task is in front of me when I know God is in front of it. And I was confident going out there. And one of the, I could say it was quite a few people, but one of the ones that stung the worst was my daughter. My daughter sent me a long message, and I had told the community probably like a couple days. I told my family members, looking at me like, oh, why you can't do this? Why you can't do that? Some of my closest friends like, yo, you be look like a nut outside doing X, Y, and Z, whatever. Like, that didn't deter me. But the one that really almost got me was my daughter saying, Dad, nobody gonna give you $30,000. You're gonna be out there forever. I don't want you to be out there. This is my daughter talking. She probably, if she's 17 now, this is 5-6 years ago. So she like 11, 12, something like that. And I just send her back scriptures, and I remind her who we serve. And if he the creator of all things, then $30,000 ain't no money. And then she sent me back another long message. I believe you gonna do it. Everything gonna be okay, Dad.
Power to
There you go.
Absolutely.
The scriptures that you sent to her?
I don't. I probably was in my bag because she caught me off guard. And I'm just like, yo, my daughter really concerned about me.
And you must be anointed because think about, like, I ain't gonna lie, that's how I found out about who Ryan was through the 100 person situation. Like, who was this guy outside homeless? It's crazy. But 5 years later, he's anointed because I'm from South Philly. If I was down South Philly and this happened, I'll open my eyes, come outside, and I see Michael Vick, I see Blacc Sam, I see this cast of power walking down the avenue, and others, I'm gonna lose my mind. Like, I'm gonna lose my mind. Ain't no way, I must be asleep still. Let me pinch myself. Like, I wanna know from you, and add on to who else is there, like Ryan Harris, he led a walk down Huntington Park and a voting conversation down under Leah Corson. I was at both. And I just wanna know, like, how was it leading these superstars, these millionaires, these legends down Huntington Park, bro? That was crazy. Who am I missing? Michael Vick, the Cancer Power.
It was quite a few.
Blacc Sam.
It was quite a few.
It was crazy.
So let me not. I won't downplay the situation. I would say that I don't really look at people like that. Like, I respect everybody's craft and what everybody do, but I just really look at everybody as human.
But you was a lead, but you were leading them.
No, for sure. And my friend Marvin Bing called me, and they was doing the circuit. They going around the circuit for the vote coming up, and he reached out to me, and we had a couple texts back and forth like, yo, I want to come to Huntington Park. I'm like, ain't no question. You definitely gonna come see me. So it was like divine timing, and he brought all of them through. And to be honest, I really didn't even know all the people that was coming through. Marvin Bing, I banged with him. I banged with his work. Yeah. So it wasn't nothing for him to say, this is what I'm doing. I'm like, all right, well, let's do it. And then I kind of was like, I was kind of shocked that who came out because I wasn't sure.
So when you saw him, it was like,
I'm like, oh.
Especially Vic though, because Vic did y'all film?
No, Vic around a little bit though. Vic around a little bit. You know, he did the Aztecs film. Yeah, I had a couple of encounters with him. But that day was great for the community. It gave people a sense of hope, being accessible to people like that,
Yes.
that they look up to or they watch on TV, and it was a great situation. You know what I mean? But I really look forward to people that want to get down and get to the work. And one person that really responded to the work that we was doing once I had those small conversations while you walking and all that was Blacc Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You were just out Cali at the cheeseburger place.
Yeah, he was just showing so much love. And the work that we do resonate with the whole marathon.
Tell us why he's important. Tell us about Blacc Sam, why he's important right now.
Blacc Sam, he's very important because the work that they already put out and the work that they're continuing is monumental.
Okay.
To our community and giving people a blueprint and hope to be able to follow. It's one thing to give somebody hope, but to give somebody a blueprint to follow with hope, that kind of make it get real after that. You start to have some tangible outcomes because you got direction versus you having hope and go crash out because you really don't have the blueprint to go with it. So they created a blueprint and hope, and that's half the battle for anybody that's aspiring to do anything. You get a cheat code when you got the directions or the instructions or a way to get to what success look like. And Blacc Sam, they model that. And they just real individuals that want to see people do good. And they took Blacc Sam took a liking to me real quick. And I went out there and he really just laced us I got a video on Instagram, he would just basically let them get whatever. I had 10 people with me.
Yo, can I add to?
Yes, you can add to it.
I just want to
Absolutely.
add to the Blacc Sam and what you was just speaking on, what they add as far as too. When I was saying the generational wealth, right? So we in a world where us as a culture, a lot of those our jobs and opportunities is getting taken away from either artificial intelligence, either the politicians when they defunding stuff, taking stuff away. Right. So even them building up, their own restaurants and building up their own malls and us, doing stuff like these platforms, the youth start to come up and fall into these opportunities that we create for our own people. Because you already know it's going to be 5 years from now hard to get a job at Walmart. You know what I'm saying? So this really also setting up them opportunities for our culture. Because our culture, I feel like we already, behind when it comes to a lot, even with the schools, like you were saying, education, there's no real artificial intelligence, technology stuff being
not in our
schools. You know what I'm saying? So what we supposed to be 5 years behind once,
5 years, 20 years.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a big thing that I see too, from the outside and building up those networks and people having to tap in with our own people so we can build that generational wealth up so it can stay in our culture. You know what I'm saying?
So Buddha, tell us about going from a nonprofit to social entrepreneurialism.
Yeah, definitely. I know y'all asked me that. What's social entrepreneur? So social entrepreneur is just really, just bridging that gap between the community stuff that we do, you know what I'm saying, and finding ways to monetize it, creating sustainability through our events. I saw you just had a showcase, so even stuff like that, being able to give people a platform and, at the end of the day, be able to support what you got going on so it can stay in that same, that same hub. So the social part is just really including the, social media as well, the things that we going outside really, boost to the ground, getting these people in front of us to do certain things when opportunities come our way. So that's the route I'm really taking now, transitioning, because when I was in the nonprofit world, which I'm still always going to be in the nonprofit world, but I start to identify my strengths and my weaknesses.
Does nonprofit mean I don't make no money?
No, not at all.
Clear it
So
clear it up.
you want to finish with your thought? Go ahead, finish your thought, but I'll clear that up.
Yeah, my transition, it's gonna flow with
Go ahead, yeah.
Being in the nonprofit world right now is definitely oversaturated, and it's a way where people look at the business side of things, right? But when I got into it, I was more just doing stuff from the heart and just doing stuff for my community off the strength of, just the person I was. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't trying to make a dollar out of it, nothing. So it came to a time now, the transition is really, like I said, I identify my strengths and my weaknesses. So my strengths is really the events I put together, bringing people together. If I can't help you personally, I can find somebody that can help you. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of my strengths. My weaknesses was the administrative side, the paperwork side, the oh, building up this, and it's like it was no way
I'm
I
so
could be
glad he's
boost to the
saying that.
ground.
Oh my
No way I
God.
could be boosted to the ground helping all these people. Then going back in the lab and getting on the laptop and filling out grants and filling out trying to find the money and all that type stuff. So I found a way to kind of like just merge into doing events and working with other businesses to kind of like just get them exposure through the community at the end of the day. You get what I'm saying? So when my events back in the day started, it was like, I'm gonna get these entrepreneurs that's selling with X, Y, and Z to pour back into the community. That was really like the transition that I'm at now. Me and him do like, events together that, we charge a fee to come get entertained, and then on the back end we can still support our kids, support our program, our mission and stuff. So that's what
So that
really
nonprofit,
break
you like
it down.
you get the fees from the back end? That what it
So
is?
let me get here. Because let me get some game. Nonprofit is big business. Nonprofit does not mean you don't make money. That don't make sense. And I want people to stop saying that.